Nearly 2 years after Obama promised to retool the way NSA collects private conversations, the Wall Street Journal revealed the administration used the NSA's foreign surveillance capabilities to record Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's efforts to prevent the Iranian deal. In a January 2014 speech, he said,
"I have approved a new presidential directive for our signals intelligence activities, both at home and abroad. This guidance will strengthen executive branch oversight of our intelligence activities. It will ensure that we take into account our security requirements, but also our alliances, our trade and investment relationships, including the concerns of American companies, and our commitment to privacy and basic liberties."
What President Obama neglected to tell Congress was their conversations were being collected as well. This prompted a quick response from House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz, who demanded the White House respond to the allegations that the NSA intercepted congressional communications and allowed agency employees to screen conversations involving members of Congress. But did the White House really let the NSA decide what to share and what to withhold? Senior officials told the Wall Street Journal that, quote, "We didn't say do it, but we didn't say don't do it either," end quote. The question Americans should be asking, is this the latest breach of American voter trust, or is this a Nixonian attempt to maintain a new enemies list?
And CW6's contributor Kimberly DeVark is here to more talk about this report. Now the NSA, or the president, that issue that you heard him talk about in the story, the NSA policies have changed back in November, but regardless of when this took place, because it took place before that, it may or may not have affected what the NSA did because Congress is an exemption?
Congress does have an exemption, and if they are to be the target, even if they're like caught up in information that's captured on foreign heads of states and their top officials, they're going to be notified. And you've got both Republicans on the Intel Committee as well as the Government Oversight Committee here that are questioning that fact. They were never notified. The question, the information that they're going over and quibbling about right now is the Iranian nuclear deal, which this country, Americans, the numbers still of Americans who don't want that outweigh the people who wanted it. So some are saying that with certain conversations that were overheard, it gave the White House an upper hand, so to speak, in the negotiations. They knew what Congress was worried about. They knew that they were going to vote no on certain issues, so they came up with a couple of that. Well, they had have those 2,000-page bills, and when they would go to a congressman that wasn't on board with it, and he would say, "Worry about X," he'd go, "Oh, well, X is on page 233 here. Have you looked at that page? Because I think that just will allay your fears that we're on this with you." I think that what is damaging here, I really feel that this country, it really undermines the rule of law. We have 3 co-equal branches of government. This absolutely undermines that process of this country. If the president can listen in to Congress, what else can he do it for? And will the next president go even further? So I think that those are some of the underlying fears. I do think that this week we're going to see Congress come out with some hearings, and they're going to bring down the NSA, and they're going to talk about what they overheard. And let's also keep in mind, all the talk before was about metadata. The NSA was collecting metadata. It wasn't actual conversations. It wasn't actual text messages or emails. These are actual voice conversations. And high-ranking members in the GOP party were actually aware of some of this as well. Mr. Boehner, who's Speaker of the House, the former Speaker of the House now, there are questions as to why this may be one of the reasons why he departed that office. So,
in the court of public opinion, this is a highly hot-button issue. We're talking about that. Do you think this is more of a domestic issue if we were talking about healthcare or this or that? Do you think that how America feels about it would change? Do you think people would be more outraged if we were talking about something that we were dealing with here?
I think that this is going to be something leading up to the election that we're all going to be talking about. Again, you're talking about, intelligence agency, and the NSA falls under the military branch of the government, which we know that they have they're not supposed to operate. The military cannot by law operate on U.S. soil. And of course our congressmen and senators are on U.S. soil. So it raises a few questions about it. And I just think what Americans are kind of getting tired of, they're getting tired of the fact that the government is saying and doing things. They're not listening to necessarily to what they want. And then, you look at issue after issue, Obamacare, TPP, and you look at the Iranian nuclear deal, and you're going to have to question yourself and wonder, did these come through, the right way, or was somebody coerced on this front? And and how can we really trust our government to do the right thing? And I think right now that will be a question that we're going to be debating here as we get closer to the election.
All right, Kimberly DeWart, thank
you
you so much for weighing in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Coming